What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the B Stream. Blaze here with the one and only Wash himself. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm pumped to cast this next match with you. We have not shared the mic like this just yet.
Ever.
We both been working in esports for a while now.
You know what? For it to be my first Halo cast, right? If this is my last one, I'm happy I get to do it with you, okay? You give me peace of mind, all right? Now we got Acend coming up here, going up against the Chiefs here. And so when it comes down to both these two teams, really the storyline in which we want to break down here, best in EU, best in APAC. Now, both these teams have kind of had their struggles throughout the day in pool play, one more than the other. Acend coming away with a victory against Acend earlier, and I do believe the Chiefs losing towards Acend. As far as when it comes down to the Chiefs pool play and where they can go, this win will be beneficial for them, but I don't know if they can make it towards the winner side of things.
I think you're correct. I don't really see an opportunity where Chiefs makes it out of top two in their pool. But ultimately, this is where they need to figure things out. Yes, they're the top in APAC, like you said, but, they need to really figure out how to beat these top EU teams, these top NA teams, and what a better chance than here in the free pool play match.
Exactly. No better chance than now as we hop into game number one. We are going to be on Recharge Oddball, kicking this one off with Sica himself, as we'll see him over here towards bottom elevator, being able to pick up a good kill there on Slayz, controlling the top here. Now, when it comes down to Recharge Oddball, what are you expecting here from the Chiefs if they need to take down Acend in this map number one?
Ooh, yeah, for them, first it's going to be all about the Slayz.
Okay.
And right here, you see that's going to be difficult when Sica is pulling off 3 kills like that off the rip, including that sick double that we just saw. But Slayz are first and foremost the most important piece. Second part is throughout these setups, figuring out if you're going to go for the elevator setup or if you're going to go for one of the other side setups, such as over at Long Haul or towards Whirlpool. Now, generally here on Recharge, you have some form of a play ball.
Yeah.
You should be able to play ball here. The one exception generally is the back corner of elevator.
Yeah.
If you bring it way back here like where Madsy has
Don't want to get stuck there sometimes.
Do not let it get stuck there. It's a very safe spot, but also that can be a double-edged sword if Acend are able to get control and take that spot over.
Definitely is. Barcode comes in. He finds one. A big battle for him, and he will lose that one to Sica. Acend able to get in here towards elevator, but not having the position secure just yet. But the kills come through. Shaady, he'll be A-okay to chill out, but over towards power, you're going to end up having Madsy pick up a big 1v1. And so far, so good for Acend, collecting some time, but here comes that pressure from the Chiefs, breaking through the front door. Lqgend able to take down Barcode. Here come Madsy. He'll find one, get some help there on the second. Ball contained, but it's not over with just yet. Acend continuing to contest this.
No, neither team be able to hold this elevator setup for an extended period of time. It's just back and forth brawls here. Now, elevator setup is arguably the strongest setup once you get full control. Reason being is players have to charge out across the open over towards the top catwalk to enter through. They either have to go through the bottom center pit, and essentially there's no real easy, safe route to get over towards turbine and elevator.
Great usage from the camo coming out here for Acend. So far, their setup's looking good. Sica on the flank, getting some good shots up there towards top catwalk. Lqgend will be able to finish up that kill with some help from Snipedrone. Here's the third on the board, and that's 3 down from the Chiefs currently. Acend, they're feeling good, but we got some power weapons up. We will have sword up, and Chiefs will be making a play for it soon. But we're seeing some solid shots from Acend, and the Chiefs is trying any which way to be able to break this elevator setup, but they got to get through that first line of defense, and it starts now.
Yeah, well, what looked like a good start for Acend there during the setup was these 2 members of Acend fighting that play over at Glass, but no one from Acend was in position to flank and get that finish over in Pipz. So all of a sudden, these 2 players over near control are getting weak and then getting flanked by these other members of the Chiefs. At the highest level of play of Halo, players are choosing fights that either they themselves can finish off or they have a teammate in position to flank and finish off.
And we're seeing a lot of that great teamwork right now as Barcode moving in here with the snipe, as he'll connect on some of these body shots. The chain reaction gets one. He's taken out. Ball still sitting top elevator. Acend, they'll scoop it. But now Slayz looking to make his way through, taking some shots. He's taken out 3v3 on the map currently. Madsy trying to approach from the bottom. He's taken out as well. Pipz, what can he do? Here towards Turbine in a 1v2 situation, but the distraction that was there for Barcode. But still, you're seeing great trades from Acend. Every time the Chiefs try to contest, they can't get anything going, but the score is not out of hand, okay? Hey, it's Chiefs with a lead.
Yeah, the crazy part about that too is Chiefs are getting outslayed by 6 kills. Approximately, around 20% of the slays on the map so far, they're behind. Yet they were still ahead just up until I started that sentence in time. They're up by points. So that shows great objective efficiency. But ultimately, even though I talk about objective efficiency over and over again throughout my broadcast, what's most important is those kills. Generally, the team that gets the most kills gets the most time and the win.
Yeah, all right. And so far, Acend, it's working out for them, but their lead isn't as big as they want it to be. They're doing a great job divvying up that ball time as they can, but 49-46 on the score. Shaady, he's being patient, looking for that next pick. No one's gonna rush this ball just yet. A quick double melee coming out from Barcode. Chiefs made it a 3v3. Snipedrone over here, top control. He'll be able to mark that ball, get some shots in. But now Acend, they gotta press across map, and we'll see a new setup here towards Pipe for the first time in the first round. Nades coming through, but Slayz doing a good job. He'll play ball for now. Need some help.
Yeah, great setup there by Chiefs over in the Pipes. The play ball is a little arguable if it's that strong, because that ball is in a spot where someone can just like slide in really quick and slip over towards the hallway or towards those bottom stairs. Generally, if you're playing ball over from the pipe, you want to get it right in the center of batteries where somebody either has to put themselves in such an exposed area, or you can toss it all the way down into the pit.
Now, as this ball still has not gotten picked up, Barcode is doing a great job overseeing it, but as he's taken out, Pipz finds himself a kill. Chiefs, they'll lose another player, and that's 4 down for them. Ball will be taken back. Pipz, Acend, they're set up, and we're seeing these spawns come out. I want to say a little bit over here towards Long Hall and C. There's going to be a rotation towards top glass.
Yeah, and this is not a bad setup here. Look at this. 3 members pushing through Pipes, and that's one of the difficult parts of pushing through Pipes. That's why this area is such a strong setup. People are funneled in through such a narrow location, and one grenade can do devastating results to 2 or 3 opponents.
Yeah, we definitely saw it there. And as ball has been played, it'll be there towards mid-map once again. But Snipedrone, he's in a great spot to scoop it and bring it back. But 4 down on the side of the Chiefs. Acend, they're feeling comfortable right now, Walsh. They're relaxed. They need about 30 more points to take round number 1. And so far, you have been seeing a great game coming out of here from Snipedrone. 17-9, 2 assists to his name, and the most ball time for the squad.
Wow, and what a huge kill from Pipz there, breaking through those pipes. I was about to say, Shaady, save those grenades for when players start to come around over from Turbine, but did not get to see that to that effect. But Slayz and on the Chiefs are going to see if they get to hold this pipe stuff for a little bit longer. We've been able to see both these teams hold a couple steps from time to time. For example, at the very beginning of the game, we saw Chiefs first hold elevator, then Acend, then Chiefs, and it felt like Chiefs really came out ahead when it came to the elevator steps.
Yeah.
Now when it came to the pipe steps so far, Acend definitely came out ahead as they got that 30-point streak over that last period of time.
And this was the setup that the Chiefs tried to go for. They brought the ball over here towards Pipz, and it has not left. As Shaady will move in, he'll get some ball time. Doesn't have the help that he needs. He'll throw it back here towards middle, getting cross. He's taken out. But as the rest of the members of Acend come off the respawn, they got the back elevator spawn. Pipz making the call out towards his teammate. He's going to rotate, get himself some high ground for now. Barcode will be close by the Chiefs. This is going to be important for them to get these next few slays. They're still in this first round.
Yeah, but this is also difficult here for Chiefs because they have this player all the way across the map over at that A catwalk. It's a spot that they don't really have the time to afford to go over and flank that player, but that player is a non-stop nuisance shooting this ball from across the map. Barcode doing everything he can, try to scrap up a few seconds. That's going to be round number 1. We're going to hit time limit, and that's going to be, I believe it's 83-75 in favor of Acend.
Man, talk about a back-and-forth battle that we get there in that round number 1. We don't see too many go to time, but when it does, super exciting. Now, what does that tell you about the Chiefs? They get outslayed, they keep it a close game, they force Acend to go there from time. These boys, they don't want to lose. They got a lot of heart.
What tells me about Chiefs is they are doing fairly well from the back foot. There are times where Acend had full onceps. They had all 4 alive over at elevator, all 4 alive over at pipes with the oddball. and neither of those times were they able to scrap up a 30 to 50-second setup. That showed how relentless the Chiefs were breaking through those setups, breaking those pushes, and putting so much pressure on. So I always try to look at teams when I evaluate them, like how do they do on the back foot when when the other team has a full setup? How do they do in the neutral game when both teams are on even footing? And how do they do when they have a massive lead? And Chiefs, to me, show that they are fine on the back foot. It's about the rest of the game. How are they going to do it neutral? How are they going to extend those leads as they get a full setup?
Now we'll see if they can shift into offense and get this lead and force Acend to have to play into their hand. Right now, hey, they're eating the meal that Acend is putting out currently. And we see a few kills come out. Shaady and Snipedrone, they'll trade for their respective squads, but it's 2 down on the Chiefs, and we will get this ball set up. Snipes in the hand of Snipedrone. He'll be coming down here towards Turbine, looking. He'll see one, can't get that one to line up. He'll back up and get called out. Now on the flip side of the map, you got Slayz taken out, coming towards bottom elevator. Great BR win coming for the Chiefs, but can they get the second? The ball's being ran. It's Barcode, and he's taken out before he can play it, and Snipedrone's going to walk this one back.
That's going to be rough. Now, Snipedrone's also still considering rotating this. He saw his teammates spawn over at Whirl, and he felt like it was just a matter of time before one of those spawners over in Pipz made their way on over towards Turbine. So I like this rotation. Hesitated for a little bit, made the opposing team think that he was going to stay over at the elevator, and then eventually gets over the safe play ball spot and plays it even before it receives any pressure. And I don't disagree with that. Look at that nice trade. 2v1 scenario, trades and a kill. I'll take that any day.
Pro tip, okay, you don't know where to rotate the ball, look to where your teammates are and just get with the squad. Safest place to be. Ball's back center map, quick back snap coming out for Shaady. He'll climb up, camo in hand. Oh, but he gotta be careful, he's marked out, he dodges these nades, gets a little bit of damage out, but that's all he can do. That's 2 down on the side of Acend. The Chiefs back to the pipe setup. We'll see if it works out better for them this time around as the spawns are coming in to backseat forcing.
And maybe they need to take a page here from the Send book. It looks like they do. They find the rotation of their own over towards elevator. They want to see if they can bring it back to this elevator setup, which they were so successful in the beginning of round number 1. Now, how long can they hold it? Only time's going to tell, but that setup is broken immediately, Shaady. Barcode, Madsy, and Pipz all going down. This is Acend collapsing over towards elevator, and they're going to get some ball time to go with it.
Yeah, the Chiefs, they had 3 down, and throughout that lull, Acend was able to get set up once again here towards elevator. Now, Chiefs, how are you going to break this defensive setup? It's looking good, but it starts there. Pipz once again, he'll find an entry frag. Shaady comes through with a double. Call him the anti-clutch. Slayz once again back into the fray, but he's taken out, and that's 3 down from the Chiefs. Ball will be here towards the basement side of the map. It's got to get carried up, and Snipedrone knows this is the perfect time to slay out.
Such a smart play, yes. Getting that one slay on a weak player and just decides to get an upper location. That ball is going nowhere until a few more kills are required, and might as well get into a high ground to get a few of those kills.
Now, Lqgend, he's going to get himself some high ground, grappling up. Knows he has 2 players around him, maybe even a third with that ball getting touched here, but he'll rotate around, get some help from his teammates. Now, a 3v2 on the map for Acend. Lqgend, they'll get on the same page. That ball will get taken up the top elevator. Now they're figuring out the spawns they've identified. They're coming in there towards the long haul. They're at Pipz as well. He's in a difficult situation, dodging the snipes, but he will get out of dodge, get towards back elevator, and he will be anchored up.
I really like that flank too from Lqgend at the beginning of this play, where he's over towards A catwalk and decides jumped all the way over towards mid-bridge and pushing towards Turbine. Now that's generally a very vulnerable spot if both teams are vying for control inside of the map. However, if fights are isolated in the elevator, that's a perfect flank because they're going to expect for you to come over from catwalk or from Mangler, and you just completely reposition into a very strong position.
Now, when it comes down to repositioning, we got a new ball location here. We will see it for the first time over towards C, and it's in the hands of Shaady. He's in the best play ball position he could be in on this map. The back smack is there, and there's the victory coming out for Acend. A dominant one at that there, especially in that second round.
Yeah, they looked very, very comfortable there. It felt like all the subs, they just did slightly better than the Chiefs. Felt like during full control, they, milked a bit more time. It felt during times where Chiefs had control, those subs were broken up immediately. Like we talked about that elevator setup that looked so strong for Chiefs in round number 1. just 3 players went down so fast, and they didn't even get to play ball.
Yeah, and you know, really, I guess all they kind of got from that setup is letting the CN know that this isn't going to be an easy recharge like you're expecting, right? And that's probably why that first round goes to time as it does. But Acend said after that, yeah, y'all can't finish us off. We know that we can be more aggressive in this situation. And I feel like that's what we saw, confidence and aggression in that second round for Acend to close it out in a 2-0 fashion.
Man, I did get a little barbecue, but I would say I went to a barcade called Up Down.
Yeah.
And checked that out. And, you know, I'm a big proponent of this arcade game called Killer Queen Arcade, and so I got to play a couple games with that last night with a few of the Killer Queen people out here in Kansas City. So that was my favorite out of game moment.
Yeah, I was talking to Reese about it. Did you beat him?
Yes, yes, of course.
I will let them know later, all right? Folks, we're about to head into map number 2, His Street Slayer between Acend and the Chiefs, the battle of EU and APAC. We're kicking this one off with Barcode as he's taking a quick look down towards Purple to get a little assist there. First blood on the board for the Chiefs, and Rocket's still up.
It looks all right for the Chiefs there, but one thing that I noticed right off the bat is so many players just pushed back from the Chiefs. They had so many members from Acend pushing up towards Neons, pushing up towards B Street, that you still saw off the bat that you saw Barcode nading towards driveway, nading his back, and just watching that wave. So although they were able to acquire a kill, they gave up so much map presence because of it, and we're going to have to see if that comes back to bite them.
Big rocket from Sica. He got one more left as he's over here towards top B stairs. Got this entire street locked down and all the intel for his team. As his teammate is going to be retreating, he has the exit frag for the double. He says, I got your back, dog. And that's going to be 2 down for the Chiefs, and the score racking up for Acend. They're going to be locking down this B side of the map and trying to force these spawns of the Chiefs. You know, it looked like they was trying to be forced towards train, but they got him over here towards PD locked in.
Well, even though that was, first off, an incredible backup play by Sica to help over towards the commando.
Beautiful bait.
And more highlights that Chiefs does not have the angles across the map that they need to finish those kills. Rather than having 2 people just doing the Benny Hill chase around the map in circles over at Subway, you could have somebody over towards balcony or C stairs, or ideally even push down a little further, maybe towards benches or ATM, where they can just finish off that kill as that player runs away instead of having 2 people watching the same sight line in an enclosed tunnel. Yeah,
sometimes you gotta let that kill go to the streets and hope your teammate pick it up one time. Now Barcode, he'll be in the battle, but that player's gonna have to jump out and get out of the dodge, and you got the Chiefs playing over here towards train. Some decent shots up there towards the top ledge. They'll be able to find themselves 1 kill. New Rockets is up, and the Chiefs, they'll be able to get on. Madsy picks it up. He'll take this one over here towards Purple. Knows a kill is in the area, going to use that rocket to be able to pick up one on Lqgend. And this is the Chiefs looking for some top A control. They're going to hold this side of the map for now, but they got to win some more battles, and it starts now.
Yeah, Chiefs are actually doing much better this game. Now, one concern I did have, as we saw at the beginning of this, was that Chiefs are more so playing defensive or scared. There's a big difference between slowing the game down and turtling up and playing defensive or scared and giving too much of the map. And so I feel like they were more on that sort of end of the spectrum as far as playing a little too defensive, a little too reserved. But I like this now. We're seeing the Chiefs really come out of their shell. They're pushing out, taking over this B Street, not afraid to push on over towards Subway. They just need a few more different sightlines like this, and this pace seems to be suiting them well. They're only down by 4 kills. It's been going back and forth between, you know, a 2 to 4 kill lead, but they look so much more comfortable in this game versus round 2 on Recharge Oddball.
And exactly, loosen up. You're not down 2-0, you're just down 1-0, okay? So still have that confidence coming into the Slayer and the game plan in which your team came up with. As we're on board with Shaady mid-map, taking some shots over there from top A. But he's in a battle with the Bulldog, and that's one he was not ferocious enough to come out on top with. That was 4 down, 4 to side of Acend, 3 down on the side of a Chiefs, but who's gonna come out and get position of the map? Sica hitting some decent shots there with the Stalker, but he'll back up before he gets stalked.
Gets back up, but look at this. The pressure still remains on the Chiefs as these members of Acend are not hesitating to fly across the map and get these kills. So every single time these teams are like spawning over in different quadrants of the map, you see Acend pushing out just a little bit faster, taking up a bit more real estate for free.
Well, this lead looks like it may be getting out of control here for Acend soon. Even when we saw 4 down for them, they didn't slow down coming off the respawn. They knew that they built that lead, right? They knew that they were ahead. And when you're ahead in these series, it gives your squad a lot of confidence. You don't have to, like you say, play slow, play reserve, continue to stick to the game plan. And it's even that much harder for the Chiefs. They need somebody to really step up and take over. Pipz not having a game in which he wants, but it's a team effort as Barcode goes down. Beautiful rockets from Sica. He comes out with the triple kill. Won't be able to find the over, but he gets the intel.
There's all 4 going down, but look at, once again, all these member Chiefs are just pushed too far back. I mean, they weren't in a situation where they just got slayed and spawned up there. They had plenty of time to try to expand their locations on the map, but instead, they're just poking out these little doorways over at PD or poking out the back of back A. And at some point, they need to get more eyes on the center of the map. Try to catch some of these players Ascend off guard as they're pushing down the street or down the center. Don't give them such free roaming room.
And, you know, the Chiefs, they're playing from downhill right now. They need 1 player to go off as they just pressed up towards Arcade. 2 players go down. Now, Slayz was able to get a kill, but he's going to lose Madsy, and Slayz goes down. That's pretty much 4 down for the Chiefs as they're having to respawn again. 4 more kills needed for Acend, and the Chiefs, they need a prayer in Kansas City, but the Pioneers, they got that crowd, all right?
Yeah, but I don't know if prayer's even going to save them here. This one, they're just going to be deciding what they're going for dinner. Is this going to be a steak? And it is going to be a steak going for Acend.
Medium rare, okay? That's what got served up on your screens there. 2-0 coming out for Acend, and they're cruising.
Yeah, this is just looking scary. I feel like this is going to be an Acend 3-0 victory based on what we're seeing, you know, from round 2 and Oddball and that game 2 Slayer. It just feels like they're just kind of a step above.
Yeah, a few steps above at that, you know. Maybe, well, number 1 is we talked about the regions, and I guess if we had to rank them, NAEU, APAC, okay? You don't like us, tweet us, all right? You don't tweet me, tweet him, all right? He co-signed, don't
Might as well follow me, at Walshy.
There you go. At Guy Blaze, the only one. And so, but yeah, so we got those ranked up there. But yeah, man, coming into this next one, the Chiefs on this objective, they need somebody to go off because it's just looking, you know, real slow for them. I hope they're not thinking about bracket play already because they still got a few more pool play patches to play. And they want to be able to get themselves as far in that loser's bracket as possible, all right? So let's take a look at our stats from our last matchup. And Walsh, as we're seeing here, you know, one thing I guess that kind of stands out to me the most is really just the deaths, right? It's just outslayed.
I mean, outside across the board. I mean, at some point you could maybe say like Pipz had a slightly worse game than his teammates, but anytime your team gets staked, it's a team effort when things are going wrong. So at this point, yes, not one player. At some point, you can almost even argue Pipz. Maybe Pipz has been the one that's poking out a little bit more and trying to get them some real estate. See them just start to really have kind of those standard Halo setups where you have someone kind of anchoring at a power position across the map, somewhere up high where they can lay down shots, then a couple people flying in because you need to be fast.
Yeah, you need to be fast. You need to be working together. Let your teammates know that, hey, I got your help. I'm close by. I got your trade. Those type of call-outs are so important, especially as me and Walsh is talking about trying to alleviate pressure in these type of situations where you're down 2-0. You got to laugh. You got to have some fun. Hell, treat it like a rank game, but don't do what you did the last 2 maps. As we're about to head into this 3rd map, and we got off the start Sica trying to get the power up, but he won't be able to get up there. I think he may have burned it. I'm not sure.
No, did not get it just yet, but we will see who's going to acquire that here in 5 seconds. But off the start, we did see an okay lead here for Acend. For Chiefs. It felt like they did a decent job getting a couple of slays, but right off the bat, we now have Strongholds just exchanging hands. Acend putting a few points on the board, and I did not see if anyone got that power up. It's actually still up.
Yeah, no, it's still up, and the snipe is there too as well. So I think you got the power up and the snipe that may go towards the hands of Sica if they were able to get that kill on Barcode.
And I believe that was a drop sniper?
Yeah.
Dropped heat wave. A dropped heat wave on top of the scoreboard. So saying, all right, you have the camo. You can get up close and personal a little bit easier with that power up. And Sica was expecting a little quicker help there from Lqgend. Some of those can be really frustrating as a team where you expect that double team to come in quicker, and instead there, he was slightly overextended over into the sandbags and costing the camo.
You got an A-B set up here for Acend, and that A-hill will get canceled out by a big win coming from Sica on Pipz. But over towards the C side, Acend will start getting that decap, and they're going to try to flip this map, go for the BC setup. They'll have Shaady back green. He's going to be watching his exit here from Garage, and he also has top sandbags watched as well. Slayz finds a kill on Sica. He's taken out, but Barcode there for his straight man advantage on the map for the Chiefs.
Wow.
But quickly countered there by Snipedrone, and he'll have the heat wave as well in his back pocket.
Just a couple of individual plays make such a difference there. Losing that heat wave, also not having someone contest over C, and then somehow Snipedrone also getting taken out by Madsy, so that heat wave not really being successful for anyone that's been using it thus far.
Yeah, sometimes even a blind squirrel can find a nut. And, you know, we got multiple kills coming out that we was not expecting. But Madsy with the heat wave in hand, watching top mid, and so far you got the Chiefs. Only A-hill to their name, but with that kill, they should be able to get B if they can clean it up. But you see the player spawning up at C, some solid shots in his back. Barcode was able to win his battle for now. Gonna throw a nice defensive nade to blow up anything coming through. He saw the camo guy, couldn't get the stack that he needed, but he gets the call out.
That was such a great grenade. I did not realize there was that slight incline there over at the B Stronghold. So that's gonna blow up in anyone's face if they're up on the ground level entrance.
Also counter nades that's coming through at the same time. I felt like that was his big
purpose,
you know?
you could basically insta one of those. Yeah, as soon as another frag grenade baby's coming through, could just blow that one up and make sure you don't get grenaded. So yeah, lots of utility for that. Just using that angle perfectly.
Well, Sica, he's going to be able to pick up this snipe and try to show us some sick plays as he's scoping down towards the A site. Ooh, that's one for us, as it's a trip cap on the map for Acend as they're charging the victory. 181-0, and they're trying to go for the skunk wash as we saw Sica on a spree. The Chiefs, they need a prayer. They need a miracle. They need a point. Something.
They need a point. That's what they need. So they're going to try to capture A, and just like that, they get their first point on the board. So no skunk here today, Blaze.
No skunk today, thank God. We don't need that in Kansas City for anyone. This is the major, folks, and we do got the best Halo players in this venue on this Friday. And if you guys are just doing it, don't want to miss out on championship brackets starting tomorrow as we see Acend here trying to battle out and get towards this B hill. Washington, they have not let out the gas whatsoever, and they should not as they break the 200-point marker. Slayz, he's in a battle. He'll get some help from his teammates, but as he's called out and taken out, Acend, they're comfortable. They get the B hill back in their favor.
And Chiefs are just getting continually staggered. So every time they're spawning, they're getting sniffed out. Here's one member that just spawned. There's now 3 dead for a second. So when I say staggered, what I mean is Chiefs are never having all 4 members of their team alive. Instead, as soon as 1 or 2 spawn up, they expose themselves. They go out for a fight, and then they continually are down in numbers for an extended period of time. Since you have a 10-second respawn here in objective games, that can really extend for a long time.
There it goes.
And just like that, the game is over 250-12. Probably the biggest scoreline that we've seen yet today.
Yeah, probably one that we have, you know, especially on broadcast, right? I saw some open brackets, 200 to 3, 250 to 3s here and there. But right here, when it comes down to our pool play, that was the biggest one. It's probably our quickest series, you know, throughout the day as well. Man, talk about for my first one, okay? I ain't saying I prayed for a quick series, but you know what I'm saying? We got one, right?
It happens that way sometimes. I was hoping we could catch some close game 5 together.
No, honestly, Walsh, I wanted to go to distance, okay? I wanted to go game 5 here, and it would have been a beautiful story for APAC to really contest Acend the furthest that they've been today and challenge them to push them towards that game 5. You know, granted outside of their Cloud9 loss, but at the end of the day, Acend is staying at number 2 in Pool A, and they're just waiting to play whatever open bracket team that has to come through tomorrow. And we got a few top options out there